Sup guys, Shane P here, and today we're gonna be reviewing Batman number 4, Enter the Minotaur. Let's get it. So this book right here, man, it has a lot more action, a lot more bloodshed, and it's very crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. It introduces a new villain called the Minotaur, as it says, in the cover and stuff like that. He's pretty much a ruthless bank owner for the group of villains called the Tauroses. The Tauroses, I guess that's what it's called. The Tauros. Which is pretty much an underground crime syndicate. So there's a scene where Dr. Zeller and Bruce meet for the first time. Bruce pretty much macks her down because she's like focusing on like doing her work and she's working out, and she's like, they never met before, which is crazy. You have Bruce has somebody working on something they haven't really met. So like she's like working on the treadmill and doing her job and shit, and then Bruce like startles her and stuff, and swoos her. He introduces himself, and yeah, and I guess he end up landing a date with her, and like I guess he's just gonna get more intel on the Crowns of Storms and stuff like that, and what she's been working on. So then it skips to a scene where the kid, Huston Graves, and that writer guy in the last book, they're at like this the printing press, the writer's stuff, and the dude's trying to get this thing published for Huston, and he gives it to his boss. His boss looks at it, he shrugs it away, he said, "This is stupid, this is garbage, I'm not gonna do this." So he just storms off. He's upset, and he takes the kid with him, and then they left. Then it skips to a scene of Anarchy, which I didn't know that was Anarchy back in issue 2. I didn't know that was him. I guess I just didn't put two and two together. But then in this one, it shows like his Anarchy symbol and the back of his jacket and stuff. It's actually pretty cool design, not too bad. But he's getting his stuff together. Like there was a big bang out of the wall, and knocks out two of his members, and he's like, "Oh shit," what I mean? And he starts gathering stuff and starts running, and this dude just jumps out the window, and like Batman like freaking like grabs him out of nowhere with the bat hook, and then swings him right back into the building. Then Anarchy, like, sprays, like, this thing on his face, and then Batman just does a roundhouse kick and, like, knocks him out completely cold. Then Anarchy wakes up, he's upside down, Batman's interrogating him like, "Who hired you to do this job that you failed miserably to do? You steal the truck back in issue 2." And he's like, "You didn't," and then you end up became, like, the most wanted person in the underground criminal syndicate and stuff like that. And he's like, "Who hired you?" Anarchy refuses to tell Batman who it is because he's like very scared of this dude. Like he just was refusing anything, and he's like, I can't tell you, man. Can you please just guarantee my protection? Can you save me? Can you protect me?" Pretty much. Then it skips to the scene where it's the criminal syndicate, the Toros, and it's meted by Commissioner Savage. This dude's intertwined to everything that's going like, negative in crime in Gotham. So he's intertwined to everything. It's crazy. He ensures that everybody that is in the Toros crime syndicate, that they have their safety while he's there tonight. This party is hosted by the Minotaur. As the crime syndicate sits down, and he's greeted by they're greeted by the Minotaur, and he's telling the whole group how this group is supposed to run, the how it's supposed to be organized and stuff. And then the accountant with the Minotaur butts in and telling the group that they were up 400% last year. As of recent last day, they were down 4 million in each unit, so they're losing a lot of money very fast. The Minotaur reveals that there was like a big red blanket covering a bunch of stuff, and the Minotaur pulls up the blanket, and it's like it reveals every group members' families tied to a chair. Then the Minotaur, he tells the group is that they're not a gang, they're not a family, but more of a system, an algorithm of crime. Then he goes on to say that in 20 months, they will own all revenue in Gotham. And then he goes on to say again, in 20 years, maybe the whole world. He lifts up his hand and this is crazy. This dude has 7 fingers on his hands, so that's pretty gnarly. I'm like, I looked at it, I was like, what the hell? Then he says, when one of us earns, we all earn. And guns are locked and loaded and points to the back of every family member's head that's locked up. It's crazy. Then he says, when one of us bleeds, we all bleed. And then freaking gunshots everywhere. Everybody dead. Bodies on the floor. Done. That's all you hear is gunshots. It's crazy. Then it skips to a scene where Batman is racing through the city solo. Anarchy says his name is the Minotaur to Batman and telling Batman he's too late and that he's already in the labyrinth of his crime and he can't stop him and there's no way out. This issue was very crazy. And that was issue 4 for Batman. This was a very good issue. It really picked up a lot in this one. I give this issue a solid 8 out of 10. I can't wait to read more of this Minotaur guy. He seems very ruthless. His design's kind of okay. You know, he just has this, bull helmet and stuff with the suit, which is whatever, but he's very ruthless, and I can't wait to read more of this guy and see what Batman has to do with trying to stop this guy. Killed everybody in his group's family members, man, in one night. It's crazy. And Commissioner Savage is alongside with him, so we'll see how this goes, man. I hope you guys enjoys this review, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.